What was I doing again? Do you know that feeling of entering a room and not recalling why you went there? I get that a lot, and not always as the fun little brain stutter you can use as an anecdote at parties. This morning, for example, I pretty much woke up in the garden. I can faintly remember leaving my bed, and then here I was, feet slick with mud and soaked from the rain. Most of my brain blips are just a few seconds long. Nothing more than exiting my bedroom and finding myself in the kitchen staring into the fridge. Lots of people do this. It's not so unusual. Sometimes, though, they are longer, bordering on dangerous. One time I was nearly hit by a car when I found myself in the road just before dawn. After that, my parents kept an extra cautious eye on me, much to my dismay. As I stepped back inside from my accidental morning garden visit, greeted by my frantic mum brandishing a fresh white fluffy towel, there's a sick sensation, like I missed a step in the stairwell, even though I am standing perfectly still. Not wanting to worry my mum any further, I assure her everything is fine and I go to get ready for school. Then it happened again. Jenny! I come to as my friend Caroline is shaking me fervently. What? I look around and realise I'm fully dressed for school, despite eating breakfast just a moment ago. We're going to be late, come on! You can tell me what happened later. Caroline turns me around and hurriedly drags me along towards the campus. We had overshot it by 2 blocks, and again, as we stepped inside the main building, I had to prevent myself from falling as vertigo rushed up out of nowhere, but just as hurriedly dissipated. First period crawled by, but as we started heading towards the science lab for second, while explaining about my morning, just as I mentioned the vertigo, my reflection was grinning widely at me from the broken mirror. Aghast, I throw myself backwards, slamming into the bathroom stall door. The panic setting in, I can feel my lungs burning as I start to hyperventilate. I don't recognise where I am, though it looks somewhat familiar. A boy walks in and stops in his tracks, furrowing his brow and looking confused. Is the loo unisex here or something? With that, I snap out of my stupor and, pushing him aside, run out into the hallway. I do my best to ignore any whispers or people yelling my name. Something feels wrong. This is nothing like what I've experienced before. I make my way to the nurse's office and have them call my parents. In the car ride home, I tell my dad all about what happened, and though he brushes it off, I can see the hint of fear in his eyes when he glances my way. I'm sure it's nothing. We'll call Dr. Manders tomorrow morning and see what he thinks. Vertigo comes and goes in sudden bursts throughout the afternoon, but nothing more than a few seconds. I go to stand up from my desk and suddenly find myself outside my bedroom door. That's a normal one, nothing to worry about. Walking down the stairs to dinner and suddenly I'm already sat down. Totally normal, no need to panic. Opening the back door to let our dog out to pee before bed, everything seems to be fine. I'm in the middle of a street that I've never seen before. I'm barefoot and cold. Immediately, I start to cry and look around for any sign of where I am. Even a single familiar landmark to help ease the panic and fear. Are you all right, love? The voice of an elderly lady calls to me from the door of an old house just off to the side of the road. "I'm not sure where I am," I call out to her, and my feet move in her direction of their own volition. Maybe it's the panic, the fight or flight response, that makes me seek comfort anywhere possible. I feel the vertigo and I begin to fall. Just as my vision fades to darkness, I suddenly come to again. It can't have been more than a few seconds, and yet here I stand, in a house I don't know, with blood on my hands.